Welcome to a brand new podcast. And this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Mr. Greatness. Yeah, I'm charged up on this one, this topic here. The Trump Takeover. The Trump Takeover. I know you will be interested in listening to what Mr. Greatness has to say about this. But before we even get to this part, we got to deal with the business aspect of things. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of different products. New products, by the way, for cologne and perfume. New cologne and perfume is in. Men's, kids, ladies' clothes, and house products, and much more. So that's evolutionoflondon.com. Also, evolutionoflondon.org. O-R-G for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store, S-T-O-R-E. Actually, we have a lot of new stuff there. I have a lot of new surprising accessories on there. I'll put it like that. I'm not even going to talk about it. You just check out evolutionoflondon.store and you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff that is on there. Yes, I'm not even going to talk about what I have on there. Just check it out. Evolutionoflondon.store. And if you want to put your business on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com for a whole wide range of different, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Let me backtrack. Evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Yes, if you want to put your business on this platform. That's what I wanted to say. And if you want to make a donation, a free will offering to us, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com via PayPal. I'm just excited to talk about this topic, so my bearings is a little off, but forgive me for that. So again, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com if you want to put your business on this platform. We have different links to other affiliates. www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. And we have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, consulting services, and digital artwork as well. So you can support these platforms we're on. Rumble.com, just type in the Oracle 19. And finally, www.theoracle19radio.com. So we got that part out the way. Now we got to get to our business partners. You can need you guys to support Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars, but scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, just to name a few. So, support them. It's a lot of great stuff. Luxury candles, over 35 plus burning hours. Email them at royalty9international@gmail.com and you'll find them on Instagram and TikTok, Royalty9 International. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years, so if you want to book a consultation, email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And support his merch, www.wjaaccessories.com for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Music, Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. We have a whole wide range of different beats. And once you go to his YouTube channel, you'll see his other social media platforms. So like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And continue to train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye. And also support Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. We have live great videos that we post and more weekly. So Mr. Evolution of London, our health and wellness channel on YouTube. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ, already on the road again. The Far East in Thailand and Singapore. Support him. Support his brand. DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube, and on the YouTube page you will see his website as well. So like, subscribe, and share to DJ Panthro. He does have a Patreon channel, DJ Panthro 519 on Patreon. So definitely you can support his brand. And if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. That's djpanthro519@gmail.com. And you'll find him on Instagram and TikTok, The Real DJ Panthro. Again, that's The Real DJ Panthro on TikTok. Kenzo World for your Afro beats. He has an album called Discovery and a single called Adora. You'll find on all major platforms: YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. Kenzo World. And if you want to book for him to come to your venue, morekenzo@gmail.com. That's morekenzo@gmail.com. More, MOOR, Kenzo, KEENZO@gmail.com. So definitely support his brand. Now the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, both of those on YouTube, of course. Rumble.com, just type in the Oracle 19 on Rumble, and finally www.theoracle19radio.com. Okay, we're gonna get started. I need you to work with me. I'm gonna pause for a minute, get everything in order, and just relax and listen to this music, and I'll be right back shortly. All right, well, thank you guys for your patience, because I have to get in this mental mode for this topic that I'm going to talk about. Again, like I just mentioned, the Trump Takeover. And as you know, he's the new president, 47th president of the United States of America. And a lot of people like him, a lot of people don't like him. It's what it is. I know he don't care, but I tell you the truth. I'm gonna get right to it. I like this. I like I like Donald Trump. I I really do. I like he's a straightforward person. Never in the presidents of US presidents I really didn't pay much attention to. I did, but didn't. From you had your Clintons, Obamas, Bushes, Bush Jr. and Senior, Reagan. The list goes on. But this man here, I like his upfrontness. I really do. I'm not even going to lie on this one, or as people say, cap. I like people that's blunt. Whether you agree or disagree, he gonna let you know what he is and what he stands. And I like people up front, personally. That's why I like Trump right from the gate. I like him even more now than I did the first time around. Maybe he's even more blunt. He's just showing being more blunt because this is the last 4 years he can serve as president unless he changed the law. He's coming in right off the gate, 150% business minded. It's like a dictatorship, really, a CEO. He's coming in on that vibe right off the gate. It takes a lot of, what do you say, moxie, a lot of boldness to just say right off the gate. Greenland, I'm paraphrasing. Greenland, you need Denmark to give Greenland to us. We could take care of Greenland better than you. Right off the gate. Crazy disrespectful to the Danish people. You can't take care of, I'm paraphrasing basically what he's saying, but you can check his videos. You can't handle Greenland. You need to forfeit it to us. We got the military. We're more powerful than you. I'm paraphrasing, okay? Is in great position for us. Anti-up. No back talk. No, don't back talk. Don't bite an eye. Don't bat an eye. I want it. It's mine. That's bold. Bold. I like that. He tell Canada, I mean, it's a slap in the face to Canada. He doubled down again. Doubled down again and say, Prime Minister of Justin Trudeau. And then he changed it up. The governor of Canada. I mean, mad disrespectful. You're not even worth me calling you president. You governor. You our governor. You part of us. I'm paraphrasing. That's bold, isn't it? That is bold. Crazy disrespectful. I love it. I love it. It's crazy. I know a lot of you don't agree, like Mr. Greatness. In life, you gotta be bold, Just come out the ordinary. It's refreshing, actually. And he doubled down. Second time, he said it this week. In the future, when you check this show, he said it twice. Double down on Canadian government. Don't even respect the prime minister. You governor. You part of, basically you part of the states, the United States. You only worth me calling you governor. Governor Trudeau. I mean, how crazy disrespectful that is. Then he say about the Panama Canal, it's ours. China don't need to hold on to that. I mean, and then he said, Venezuela, great country, but but they need us more than we need them. Again, I might be off with the words, but I'm paraphrasing. This is how he's coming, though. This is not even coming. He's blunt with it. He's here. He's now. It's delicious. I like that. Just what it is. So, and he's not playing these executive orders that he's putting out there, and then there's rumors on top of rumors. He will be adding new laws and all of this stuff. I'm gonna get to that in a moment. He's not playing. He's not playing. He's not playing. People thinking, oh, he's crazy, or he's joking and stuff. He's trolling. This man he don't troll. If it's trolling, it's business behind it. The man is not playing. Understand that. He's not playing. He's business. When he say making America great, he's going for his. So what you going to do about it, citizens? And then let's not forget, he already put it out there. Is United States versus the world. And if the United States is going to be doing business with any country, you will be taxed. It's called tariffs. He already implemented that in the Canadian government. They scrambling and wondering how we can afford this and thus and this. No, 25%. I want it now. Be ready. You being taxed, and that's not only them, China, and the list goes on. Any country that have business in the United States will be taxed. He said he's tired of allowing a lot of free stuff that the other presidents have done in the past. No more free for you. You will be taxed. Rednecks love it. They bathing in it. They like the rednecks in the deep south and the Midwest and say, yeah, this is what we want. This is what we need. Yeah. Oh man, they are bathing in glory. We back. And day one, these executive laws. He already ordered ICE, basically federal agents as in every state picking up immigrants and you going back. You know something? I tell you the truth, though. Look, the allowing immigrants to come in the country was and is crazy. Like, the United States basically is crushing their society and letting immigrants come in, especially immigrants that is illegal immigrants, and it's just taking up space, is crowding cities so much. In, let's say, New York City, they got immigrants coming in, allowed to come in the country in New York City, setting them shop in schools and hotels and all different places throughout the city. And then you got a lot, not all immigrants now, but a lot of these immigrants is like your degenerates of South and Central America and other places as well. And they causing havoc within the cities. That's not right. It isn't. And also, I just think it was done purposely. This is my conspiracy hat on, to crush the city, cheaper labor, crush the city from, meaning the citizens of the country, the citizens of the city, cheaper labor to have immigrants obviously coming into the country. We know that, working in construction companies and all different types of blue collar jobs. So you could have them work off the books. Excuse me. I don't have a problem with people getting their money. Anybody, personally, capitalism. But if it put a hinder on the citizen status, now they can't find jobs because the immigrants have taken over, whatever the case, that's not really a good thing. Every country should make sure they take care of their citizens first. And then if they have room for immigrants coming in, help out, whatever. And I'm speaking of the United States, the dynamics of the United States. I'm not getting into other countries. So, you should make sure your citizens of the country is taken care of properly. But when you flood in people from different countries, immigrants, whether they're from the Ukraine or South America, Central America, that messes up the ecosystem of the society, the cities and stuff. And what I mean, mess up the ecosystem, that you're adding more population to the city illegally, or you trying to help them legally by bringing them in under the flag of the state, New York City. But then you have these immigrants staying in schools. You make the schools a hotel. I thought the schools is for children to go to school. Now you got to improvise and make it these makeshift hotels in the schools and different schools in the city, and so now children can't go to school or have to relocate or whatever. And then you have these immigrants at hotels and stuff, and that's another issue. Or you have them and you fund them, give them extra money that the city don't have, and then you set them up in housing. That's a big problem, especially in New York City. You set them up in housing and affordable housing, which that's supposed to be reserved for people that is citizens, that is on the waiting list. But then you put the immigrants ahead of the citizens, the low affordable housing to citizens versus the people that is citizens currently, if this makes sense. Well, guess what? Trump is reversing that. You have a lot of illegal immigrants, and he already have agents, officers hitting up the schools, the churches, the hospitals, and finding any immigrants, illegal aliens, and sending them back. You illegal alien, you saying F Trump, he got you. He got one gentleman, and there's many more that don't like the Trump policies and going on social media. Now he got you. You're going back. And that happened already. But the point of it, going past that part, that's part of his agenda. He have agenda 47. He called it, I believe. That's because he's the 47th president. So certain things he's already implementing, and one is deportation. And years ago, you could have immigrants, they in America, and they have a child. So now your child is automatically a U.S. citizen, and then you can, I say the word weasel behind that situation. I don't mean it like that, but you could just crowbar the situation and say, okay, my child is here, and it's easier for you to just live here in the past. Well, guess what? He want none of that. If the broad is pregnant and not a citizen, don't even bother having the child in the country, in the US of A, thinking you're in the safe zone. It's not going to happen. And he already implemented that in his executive order. And there's a big sweep to get as many immigrants out of here, out of the US of A. Now, here's the twist with this I call Trump Takeover. Now, you already empowered ISIS, basically federal agents, to randomly hit the streets, hit areas, hit churches, hit hospitals, get paperwork, because they could have state government pull out papers and track down these immigrants. But you know something, on the back end, you have these suspected white supremacists that is working as these ISIS agents. No question. This comes with the package. Just like regular police, you got racist cops. That's just what it is. So now you giving them all of this power. I'm giving you the flip side of how it's going down. They already was hostile, but they're going to be even more hostile because Trump already given them that power to go seek out and destroy. So guess what's going to happen unless they soften the laws? You're going to have racist white people, white officers that can stop anybody randomly and say, let me see your papers. Now they know, let's say that individual is a US citizen, or they could suspect that. But randomly, they could just walk up to you now and say, let me see your papers. What are you doing? With the protection of the federal government, the protection of the executive order. Who's to stop them? Unless Trump loosen things up and have certain stipulations. But as it is, and it's being talked about on local news right now, they could, no warrants, just on suspicion that you might be an immigrant, you might not belong to the country. So let me see your papers. Let me see your driver's license. Where you going? What time? Where you work at? How long you been at work? Where you live? How long you lived there? Are you married? Are you single? Do some push-ups for me, some jumping jacks. No, I know I'm a little over the top, but let's continue. They can frisk you, detain you on suspicion that you don't belong in the country. Who's going to stop them? It's whatever. And on the flip side, as much as I like the swag, as the younger people, of Donald Trump, but I'm just saying the backlash of this is randomly black people, make no mistake about it, will be harassed a lot more, my opinion. That is the reality at the US borders. Who are you? Why are you working at that place? What skill set you have? These are, I remember crossing, I travel, right? And cross borders. And I, in my past, even had agents ask me these weird questions. And it wasn't even this type of situation. especially crossing, going to U.S. borders. I can only imagine now. These guys are going to be going. These guys are going to be wild then. And what are you going to do, citizen? What, you going to tell them I know my rights? I don't have to answer to you? They just got, these are federal agents sanctioned by this executive order. I'm just giving you the flip side. So black folks, buckle up. Even if you're a citizen, buckle up. Meaning, be careful as you travel. Because it can go down, even if you're a citizen. Don't think you can't be, don't think you won't be harassed. Don't think you cannot be harassed. Put it like that. Don't think this is impossible. It can't happen to you because you're a U.S. citizen. Don't think that for 1 minute. Because this is a reality. Prepare for the Trump takeover. Just saying. And for all of you immigrants, other than the Ukraine, because it seems like I think they're going to be protected more, allowed to stay in the U.S. because of they classify as war. But if you blacks and Hispanics, you immigrants, you don't belong in the country, they seeking you out. Make no mistake about it. They already out. I don't know what you're going to do, but they already out there. Now the Ukrainians, they're going to be protected. My opinion. They white. They're going to be protected. I'm just giving you the flip side of things. All right? Just the flip side. This is my personal opinion. Mr. Greatness could be off. Just saying. But be prepared. Some of you black and Hispanics already is deported. They already got you. The plane is already ready for takeoff. You gone. You out of here. And more is to come. I think they right now wrapped up a couple hundred, but it will be thousands, even beyond. Listen to the show. They doing a sweep, a raid. They call it a raid. So Trump is not playing. That is one of the first things on the agenda. On the agenda. And you're giving these suspected white supremacists that are these race soldiers all that power. They will exercise it. Believe me. Believe it. Don't think they come in, they're going to dance and play with you and call you sir and be nice and stuff like that. They coming on a mission. And if you start, being, mouthy, you might catch a hot one because they're already sanctioned and they're not playing. So I say, buckle up. Be ready. The boldness of Donald Trump. He have a cryptocurrency in his name. Already making money. Personally, I would like to buy one. Take my little pennies and invest in that one while the train is still rolling. while the plate is hot. I might even invest in that. Business. This gentleman, this president of the US of A is 200%, not 150, but 200% business. So there's some opportunities I'm going to look into for sure. Again, Trump is not playing. He already have orders, already executive orders in motion. As I mentioned, in immigration, deportation. He already declared the U.S. and Mexico border a state of emergency. So he's focused on that too. And as mentioned, birthright citizenship, he's not playing with that. You can't just be, I don't think you're going to have, you come from a different country, you have a kid, and everything's going to be just handed to you. Like I mentioned, it's not going to be that type of party. And tariffs, like I mentioned, he's going to make people pay, make countries pay. And here's an interesting one. He already put this out first day. He established that the United States government only recognized two sexes, two genders on official documents, male and female. The end. No, I'm not binary, trinary. I'm, lesbian. I'm trans gentleman and transitioning. None of these things. I'm a mutt on a Monday. I'm an elephant on a Tuesday. It's just not going for all of that. That he already established that in this executive order. Male and female. Can I drop the mic right now? Now, you're not out here to treat people bad. If you want to be a fly, that's on you. But you're a male fly. If you're saying I'm an elephant, you're a female elephant. You're a female. You're a human being. You're not an elephant. You're a human being. You're a woman. You could say I'm a lesbian, I'm a trans man, trans general, and I'm, a female. I'm in my body, but spiritually I'm a man. All of that stuff sounds cute. But what your genitalia say? Unless you're a hermaphrodite, have two organs, but that's exception to the rule. Even if you're a hermaphrodite, you're a man and a woman. That's how he looks. But man and a woman, which is going to be on documents that he wants to have issued. None of the extras. That's simple enough. I could buy that. We're not talking about for the homosexual community being treated bad, you called names and stuff. That's not about that. You don't have to you don't bully anybody. If they want to be what they want to be, that's on them. They don't live in your house, so what the heck? It doesn't matter. But he just implemented the law where just simplified things. All of this trans in the application stuff, it just brings confusion. You either a man or a woman, the end. If you choose to be whatever you want to be or practice a certain lifestyle, that's on you. But he is recognizing there's no trans. I'm paraphrasing, okay? It's not trans, you're a man. You're not a trans man, you're a woman. All of that, yeah. I like that personally. It's less confusing for me. Because I came on this planet Earth, I'm a man. That's it. My mom is my mom, a woman. My dad was a man. You know, man. That's how I grew up. All this extra, I'm confused. So President Trump is making it simple for men like me. As I getting older, I don't need the extra confusion. I already trying to make it in life and pay bills, let alone trying to be confused to figure out who I am and who you are and who he is and who she is. I don't have time for all of that. So I thank him for that, making things more simple within law. So I won't be persecuted if I say, I don't see you as a trans man and stuff, but you just a woman or a man. That's how I look at it. He put it in law. Thank you, sir. I could go for that. So that is already in effect, and no telling what else he might implement on top of that. So he might do some changes within the transgender community, and stay tuned. Put it like that. Stay tuned, because he just started. It's also something that is being talked about. It's been, I believe, fake news, but if you got fake news, there might be levels of reality. But again, this is still early, so stay tuned. Might implement laws within family law. I've been hearing that he's implementing a law where whoever has to pay child support could file it off their taxes. And women is upset. Woo! They don't want that reality. But here's the thing, though. I think if it does become a reality, that's a great thing. Trump pulls that off. Thumbs up to you, President Trump. Thumbs up to you. Because number one, if you have that in effect, women don't, you will have more men that will come out of their rat hole. I call it rat hole, and they will just say, okay, if they got to spend 10 G's a year for a child, you will have men more reluctant to spend the 10 G's because they're going to look at it where I could get a tax write-off on that at the end of the year, the following year. So for ladies, you should welcome that, because then you will have more men coming out of that rat hole and say, okay, I give the little critter some money, for child support or whatever. Because in their mind, they're gonna recoup some of that, or half of that, or 1/3 of that at the end of or tax season the following year. So that would be a win-win for ladies, and that would be a win for the men, somewhat. So I don't think that's a bad idea, but a lot of women and other men think that's a bad idea because they look at, the woman have custody, so she should be able to file the taxes. She should be able to have everything. He paid this child support, and she gets the credit. She can file it and claim the child off of her taxes. She wanted it all. And if this become a reality, Trump will say, no, you can't have it all. It got to be a balance. I think it's great. He already got a +2 on my vote. So I have no problem with it if that becomes a reality. And then he passed orders for affecting federal workers as well, and military, and you can look that up yourself. I mean, he pardoned, it's crazy though. He pardoned defendants from the, that January 6th, when that riot to the Capitol. He pardoned like almost like 1,500 people that night. Just tell me this man is not playing, man. He's not playing out here. Executive orders on the U.S. is pulling out of the World Health Organization. What's it? I have some here. It signed an order pulling the U.S. from the World Health Organization, a process he started doing his first term. And another one I find interesting, he put a freeze on TikTok, because they supposed to have been banned. But I was listening to his speech about TikTok. He figured it's a great platform, and it can make a lot of money for the United States if they have ownership, part ownership, or even full ownership of TikTok. That's why he put a hold on it. Figure that the country can make billions of dollars off of TikTok, and that could be going towards the federal revenue and boost the economy. That's a great business move, actually. It's owned by China, right? But it's seen in the U.S. and people that own TikTok, they have it. They capitalizing off of it. So if the United States is able to capitalize and go in partnership with TikTok, make money, I don't have a problem with that. I'm speaking of on the business mindset. He discussed it. It makes sense to me. If I was in that position, is making money. And that's the level he's on. And a lot of people, it's not liking this. Oh, it's more to come. This is just, we all know this. We all know this. This is just the beginning. I like individuals that is upfront. And again, I'm putting on my conspiracy hat. He selected. I'm gonna give you my perspective of presidents. He selected because, and let's start in the past. You notice, let's say from in the 70s, you had Nixon. They flipped the powers that be. Have these presidents. These presidents are selected, not elected. That's my personal opinion. Okay, the voting system on the federal level is trash. Presidents is selected, not elected. Only on the local level where there are your vote really counts. That's my take on it. Oh, I'm sorry. You think your vote really counts on the federal level? Maybe to you, yeah, okay, knock yourself out. But if you look at the pattern, I always say they flip flop from one term or two terms. It'll be Republican, and the next be Democrat, and back and forth. And let me expound on that. And I'm gonna start, let's say, in the 70s. I'm giving you my take, my perspective. I could go back to the 40s and we could go back, but I don't want to go too far back. Let's start like in the 70s and bring it up to speed. Let's see how accurate Mr. Greatness is and if it makes sense to y'all guys. Maybe Mr. Greatness is off. You had Nixon in the 70s. Now him and his group of cabinet members corrupted, and then he had to step down, Richard Nixon. And then you had, if I'm mistaken, Ford. Ford had to replace him, and Ford was basically a flunky. That's how I look at it. So you had the Republicans right there. So that's offshoot in the early 70s. You had the Republicans that kind of straighten out society. Because remember, in the 60s, you had the Black Panther Party, you had a lot of civil rights groups, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the 60s was a hotbed with a lot of change. So all of those individuals, and even Kennedy's, the Kennedy group, Robert and John, in the 60s, all of those individuals had to be eliminated, and they was. Allegedly via U.S. government, right? So the people of the 60s in that era was mad, because their leaders was being killed and taken out. So then you had the, organizations, Black Panther Party as an example, they had to be taken out too because they was changing the mindsets of black folks in the 60s leading to the 70s. So drugs had to be implemented in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the black neighborhoods, whatever you want to say, and to corrupt and destroy the community. Now walk with me with this. I'm gonna bring it all to speed. I'm just giving you a history lesson, but a perspective that I have leading to presidents being selected. It's all gonna make sense when I finish the conversation, so walk with me. So the shadow government had to do a change. They know people, even the liberal whites, was, in the uproar because you had the Kennedys and you had, just everybody being taken out. So it wasn't no order. People was in an uproar. So now you put a guy like Nixon to bring order, structure. And he was a smart, very intelligent president, shrewd. But he did so much corruption, allegedly, he had to step down. So he couldn't finish the job. So now you have Ford, which was a flunky, allegedly. I'm giving you my perspective, okay? I could be way off, but I'm just giving you my perspective. And he was to carry out and finish up the duties of Nixon. People were still ticked off because in the 60s, all of the nonsense, leaders getting taken out and cities getting burnt and everything was in law, civil rights and racism. Everything was a hotbed in the United States in the 60s. Black people was pissed off. The neighborhoods is filled with drugs and it just the leaders is being taken out. And black people is a very a very important part in the economy. If black people is pissed off and they revert to a certain ideology, it's hard to control black people. So that's why you have the drugs, and that's why you got to swoon them with different leaders to make them feel a certain way so they won't get together and have an uproar in this US of A, my opinion. So what they do, when they get to 1976, we had Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter was from Georgia. People thought he would be a redneck from Georgia, but turn out to be a people person, helping black folks, helping people and poor white people. He was a commoner, a common people person for the people. No disrespect to Jimmy Carter. So having a president that had black people come into the White House and he'll go out there and pick cotton with the black folks, pick corn. I'm exaggerating. Don't. I'm just playing here, as the young people say, trolling. No cap. But anyway, he was very friendly, him and his wife, with black folks and helping out a lot of black people with policy changes and stuff. He was a people guy. So that put black people to sleep from 1976 to 1980. Guess what? The powers that be say, okay, black people is asleep. They forgetting about what happened in the 60s and early 70s. The white rednecks is pissed off because you have a liberal in Jimmy Carter helping out black folks, and they pissed off the rednecks. So the powers that be say, okay, let's change up. We got Ronald Wilson Reagan, 666. And he's a alleged white supremacist person, or have the philosophies of a white supremacist, want to take things back to the good old days, the 30s and 40s, when black folks was maids and butlers and say, yes, a master, that type of energy, allegedly. Again, what do Mr. Greatness know? Story time with Mr. Greatness. So that made the rednecks happy. USA! 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 President Reagan was president for 2 terms. 4 years apiece, 8 years in total. The 80s were dominated by the Republicans, dominated by the suspected white supremacists with their philosophies. The Storm Thurmans, redneck from South Carolina, allegedly. I believe he was a South Carolina congressperson. Was in office for a long time, by the way, to like 100. Well, he was there in office like 50 years. Original redneck, put it like that. Original suspected white supremacist, allegedly. Allegedly. Guys like him. So they said, we're going to keep the 80s going with the Republican Party. So it's Bush Sr. Bush Sr. He had tack on an extra 4 years on that. Now you have 12 years of slavery. 12 years of dominance with the Republican Party. 12 years of dictatorship, allegedly. 12 years of suspected white energy, white supremacist energy, allegedly. This is what the powers that be, this is what the shadow government allegedly implemented, selected, because they wanted to change the mindset of controlling the black folks and the liberals, the white liberals in the United States, and they wanted to dominate, put their stamp of approval of dominance on the world. So they had to have what I call 12 years of slavery, 2 terms of Reagan and 1 term of Bush. So now the world, countries is upset. They looking at the United States as being, and again, in the 80s, there was a lot of, in the early 90s, a lot of outright racial profiling with black folks. I know I was being, touched up, roughed up a little bit. And so was friends of mine, and harassed and stuff like that. But that's here nor there. we're not gonna get to. It's not about us right now. So the 80s and the early 90s, the world was ticked off at the United States of their mindset. So the shadow government said, okay, you had 12 years rednecks of having this excitement, we got to switch off. So then you got Bill Clinton. Now hopefully I'm accurate with my years of presidents, but if I'm not, I'm sure you could look it up and forgive me. You understand, but you will understand where I'm coming from. So anyway, continuing, you have the Clinton, old Billy Clinton, coming with that swag. Allegedly, he had a black woman on the side in Arkansas. Allegedly. Played the saxophone, I believe. Allegedly, you catch him. You could catch a guy like Clinton at the Apollo, watching black folks, eating with black folks in Arkansas, talking that blackity black talk, inviting black people to the White House. A down black white president. 2 terms. So everybody is like, ooh, ooh. Even women love some Bill Clinton. Ask Monica Lewinsky, and among other women. So he had that swag that black folks liked. A liberal. Put black people mentally to sleep while a racial problem was going on. And he did his little takeovers and with Haiti and stuff, but we won't go there. It's not the topic, allegedly. So black people was asleep, and countries soften up because they, instead of the dictatorship in Bush Senior and Reagan, they had a flexible liberal that was putting countries to mental sleep and black folks to sleep in the 2 terms in the rest of the 90s. Rednecks was mad. So guess what? They said, 2000 is here. Time for the Republicans. So who you had? Bush Jr. Now, Bush Jr. wasn't the brightest man. Alleged alcoholic, alleged cokehead, allegedly. There was rumors, allegedly. I'm way off. I'm just saying allegedly. Don't know for sure. So that made, he's from Texas, good old Texas. So the rednecks is happy. We got our good old boy back to put these blackies in place and these liberals in place and let these other countries know we mean business. Two terms for Bush Jr. Now he wasn't the smartest man in the I was going to say in the House, in the White House. But he just followed the orders of the elitists, allegedly. So black people is like, what more? Because he ain't helping black folks. It's all about the good old boys. Straight from Texas. So 2 terms of Bush Jr. Now, that last term, people was tired of a man that really didn't was they people felt was stupid, wasn't competent to run as president, and the United States was looking bad, very bad, because you had a dummy that was running the presidency. This is how the world looked at Bush Jr. He just was following the rules of the elitists, but he wasn't a public speaker. He wasn't intelligent enough, and he was losing people of different nations was losing respect for the United States because you had Bush Jr. running the show, a figurehead. But the rednecks loved him. But even the rednecks, especially the second term, saying, "Get this idiot out of here." Even the rednecks had to admit that because he was making the United States look bad. So, the big switch, the big bamboozle, the unexpected. The powers that be said, well, we need to get somebody. We need to change the mindset of the people of the world that think so low of the United States. We have to we have to have the citizens of the United States come together for the most part, and we look at an intelligent man that is president and a good speaker and a good public relations guy, because that's what presidents are, basically public relations guys. So we need somebody that black folks will just be galvanized by this situation, and liberals will be galvanized by the situation, and he could pull everything together. So what they did, the big bamboozle, the unexpected, the surprise of the world. 10 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Barack Hussein Obama. Yes. 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 We got our Negro. Oh, sorry. I lost control. We got our black president. So, yeah, black folks is crying. They have pictures of Obama as the pharaoh. He was on the level of pharaohs of Egypt. You had people's houses. You had Jesus, Barack Obama, and God on the walls. Two white men and a blackie. Sorry, I mean a black man. This is how white people address black folks. Just letting you know. This is what is people's walls. God, probably image of a sun or a cloud. That's God. Jesus and Barack Obama on people's walls, especially a lot of old school black folks. They have Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and now you have, and Jesus is there, and then you have Barack Obama. Everybody was so happy, the new black family, people crying, falling down the streets, and black people say, "We made it! We made it! We made it!" Getting pumped up like it's a Super Bowl. Nice clean cut image. Both parties as lawyers. He's a lawyer, she's a lawyer. Kids is clean looking. Look like they bathed. There's no watermelon fried chicken there. No grease stains on their shirts. No fried chicken on the lawn. No bones there. It's a clean cut family. So the powers that be said, we got him. And yeah, the first 4 years, the world, and he even preached this, change. It's all about change. He preached that. His slogan, change. The world was looking at the United States differently, had more respect, and he's very charismatic, very good public speaker, great public speaker, very smooth, swagalicious, pause, with the ladies. That's what I mean. Not, I pause. That's a little too much. Sorry, pause. But he captured the world, got respect instantly. The United States became popular again. He's the guy. Black folks was crying, still was crying. So that first 4 years, Stevie wanted to come at the White House. Oprah, LeBron James, Jordan, everybody, Kanye West. I'm just throwing names. Everybody, Jay-Z, Beyonce, everybody, black folks in the know as somebody is at the White House. You play a little Motown, but he's able to be intelligent enough to talk business. Oh, it's a wonderful time. The United States is looking like a glorious country that first term. But wait a minute. That second term, black folks started seeing that, hey, he ain't really doing nothing for black people. He more stand out on gay rights than black folks. Hey, if I close my eyes, I'm thinking he's just a white president. Hey, what is this? So he started losing popularity. Looked like he bamboozled the black community. Hoodwink. Started losing respect. Even with everybody. Liberal whites and black folks. He made it to the finish line. Rednecks is ticked off. They say, yo, we got to get this black family out of here. They ain't say that, of course. They got tired of seeing black. This is unheard of. So we got to make this the great white way again. Donald Trump, part 1. The powers that be had to test the waters. Let's put alleged intelligent New York redneck allegedly in the mix. Rednecks is happy, doing their little Kentucky dance, their southern dance. The rednecks coming out of their trailer park. Let's put a stone cold racist with intelligence, allegedly with business sense, in office, and let's see how this flies. Part 1. Allegedly now. What do Mr. Greatness know? So, you have this gentleman, President Trump, testing the waters. That was a test, part 1. And he is sold to the left. People wasn't used to it. So he immediately got a lot of uproar right from the jump. They wasn't ready for that temperature. It's like the water jumps from 0 degrees all the way up to 1,000. You got to slowly increments, but there's no regulation with Donald Trump. It just from 0 to 1,000. He gonna let you know what it is. He likes you or he hates you. No in between. And the people wasn't ready for that. Way over the top. That's why you had the alleged Capitol riots. He just brought it to a whole different level. It was too much. The temperature of the room was, it jumped too high too quick. It had to be slow increments. But he's not about the middle of the road guy. It's just from 0 to 1,000. So the people in the United States was in an uproar because they wasn't ready for that high temperature so quickly. They test the waters in that first year. Then they say, the powers that be say, okay, that's a little too much for the world at such a fast level. So here comes Biden, been in the office, been in, I should say, in Congress, in the political world for like 50 years. A so-called stone cold liberal, connected with politics, connected with people, very politically savvy individual, was under the Obama administration, vice president under Obama. So, okay, he's the perfect person, Democrat. Let's soften things up quick because we had Obama people. I mean, we had Trump, and then that was too much for the people. The world looked at him like a dictator. Okay, that's a little too much. We just test the waters. So they test the waters, and then next is Biden. So the population, black folks, got hyped up because he seemed like a liberal for the black people, and liberal for white people, and a liberal and a fair president, straightforward president for the world, and that we thought that would calm things down. First year seemed pretty good. Second year, alright. But then we start seeing a change in what Trump say, Sleeping Joe. The problem is he is too goddamn old. 80 years old, running the show, and you can see I'm glad he's out of office because I didn't think he would make it. It was situation. I really thought this guy was gonna basically die before he finished because this guy is all signs are pointing to death. You know, when a older person falls down a lot, this is facts now. Falls down a lot. This is signs that they slipping. They fall down often. They dementia or Alzheimer's kicks in. They forgetting, and it's just a bad look. Is a bad look. So it becomes not too good to see a man just deteriorating mentally in front of our eyes. And we and everybody, black people, liberals, even rednecks. Hey, this guy gotta go. He might not make it. And forget second term. No, we don't want this guy. He might, as soon as he's in office, die. Second term. No, 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 no. Everybody agreed. We got to get this man out of here. And then black folks found out that he wasn't as liberal as he portrayed. He said a lot of slick stuff and did a lot of slick stuff against black folks. So that didn't make him popular neither. So it's easy leading up to now. This is why a lot of black folks have supported Trump. He still have his faculties. We just said, you know what? I'd rather have a alleged New York City redneck, allegedly, a straightforward Reagan 2.0, than Sleepy Joe that might not make it, might straight die. So that's what brings us currently right now. Trump 2.0. And he's coming now right off the gate. Business. And like I said, I like that. Look, you don't have to believe in everybody's philosophies and agendas. And I learned this. It's not about liking and loving, it's about partnership and doing business and doing good business. And that's where the problem with a lot of black folks. You don't understand. You in this society, this is 100%, this is for black folks particularly. This is a capitalistic society. North America, if you want to include the 51st state, Canada. Oh, ouch! Ouch! Sorry, my Canadians. I'm just joking. But you have to realize in life, a lot of black folks get, because you got white people that might smile with you and do you a favor, you think, oh, he loves me, she loves me. Look, here's a cold reality, you black folks. You could have a white husband, a white so-called husband, white so-called wife that have sex with you, even have babies with you, and I know plenty of cases, and still call you the N-word, or still put or talk racist talk put out there. It means nothing. So just keep that in mind. Chew on that. So I like my rednecks up front. I've met a lot of rednecks. I've lived in the South and stuff, and I talk to them, and we have great conversation because we draw a line in the sand of who they are and who I am, and I don't cross their road, and they don't cross mine. Meaning that I know where they coming from, and I know what they like and dislike, and I could accommodate them because I have similar mindset. I put my mindset immediately in terms of business. So just throwing that out there. But I just gave you the breakdown of, and this was a long show. I had to do it because this is, all of this ties in. I gave you a little history lesson, my perspective of the presidency and the back and forth, and they being in office for a certain purpose leading to now. So you don't get confused by the situation. My personal opinion, this is why I feel presidents are selected, not elected. No different from different countries. A lot of countries the same thing, but is made to believe your vote count. And if you feel that your vote count and you say, Mr. Greatness, you are off, well, then I leave it alone because I'm not here to argue with you. I'm giving you my perspective, my opinion to mean nothing. But I'm just pointing it out. You have to decide. You have to finish your story, the story. So that was it. We're going to see what happens going forward in the future. Like, subscribe, and share to the Oracle 19 podcast on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, just to name a few. Pass the information worldwide. Also, the Greatness 19 channel on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share to that. I would definitely appreciate that. I'm trying to make these different platforms more popular, so I need people like you to make it happen, to pass the information to family, friends, and foe. And Mr. Evolution of London, that's our health and wellness channel. So these platforms are very important to me to pass information along. And please don't be lazy with it. I know you don't feel like it, but it takes nothing. A minute, 2 minutes to put it on your social media platform. Even if you did it once, do it again for me. It's a new year, new beginning. Pass the information is important. You very few platforms give you a balance of information, different perspectives, different understandings. I'm not saying I'm all of that. I'm just a regular guy like you. I just have a lot in my head to talk about. It's just a wealth of experience and perspective, things I've gone through, things I see. So I could talk about this freely. No script. This is from the top of my head. It's like me talking to you at the local barbershop. I'm just a talker, so it's easy for me to conversate and then have a little flavor. But less only way I have it scripted if it's some fact check on certain like science, math information, certain facts about particular people where they were born or whatever, or like Christmas or whatever. I do a little search in terms of the history of like Easter or the history of Halloween. That I will fact check. I have to, obviously. But when I talk conversations like this, I could, as you can see, I could just talk easily. What is this, an hour and a half? Yeah, about an hour and a half. And, I could go on for another 3 more hours if I'm not, let me not exaggerate. But I could go for a solid another hour just talking this to you. But something to think about. Till the next time, thank you all, and you take care.